Yesterday, I took a look at Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official video game of the movie, a FPS adaptation of Jackson's King Kong film, which would have felt pretty at home with today's popular cinematic style of storytelling in video games. Continuing the Godzilla vs King Kong theme, today we move over to his nemesis, Godzilla, with the game Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Godzilla, destroy all monsters. Melee.
Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee was released in 2002 for the GameCube. An Xbox version was also released the next year with some extra content. For this review, I played the GameCube version. Destroy All Monsters Melee is about as different from the King Kong game as you can get. Instead of providing a cinematic experience with a story retelling the events of a movie, Destroy All Monsters Melee goes for a more arcadey approach with a simple, out-of-the-way story and gameplay contained within simple battles between monsters. The plot of Destroy All Monsters Melee is an alien race known as the Vortak have invaded Earth and are controlling all the monsters, using them to take over. The monster you choose breaks free from their control and sets out to defeat all the other monsters that are causing trouble, with Mechagodzilla acting as the final boss. There are only two cutscenes, an opening cutscene and a closing cutscene. Super simple and out of the way. The focus of this game was definitely on the monster fights, and not telling a cohesive or intelligent narrative.
Attention, inhabitants of the planet you call Earth. We are the Vortak. Alien invaders from a distant galaxy who possess an intellect and technology far superior to your own. We have come to seize control of your planet and plunder its resources for our own purposes. It's what we do. All Earth inhabitants will be enlisted to do our bidding. You are instructed to proceed to the nearest outpost for processing. Oh, to encourage your cooperation, we have seized control of your Monster Island facility and have unleashed all monsters under our mind control rays. Monster attack on your major population centers is imminent. Not even your strongest monster can break free of our control and defeat the others. That is all. Am I still on? Oh, well, we now return you to whatever it was you were doing. Idiots.
Destroy All Monsters features 11 playable monsters, 12 if you're playing the Xbox version. On GameCube, you get to play as two different types of Godzillas. The 90s Godzilla, which is based on the design from the 90s movies like Biollante and King Ghidorah, which is my favorite Godzilla design. The other is Godzilla 2000, from the 2000 era movies like Godzilla 2000. Other monsters include Anguirus, Megalon, Gigan, King Ghidorah, Mechaghidorah, Destroya, Rodan, Mechagodzilla, and Orga, with the Xbox version also getting Kiryu, the new Mechagodzilla from the films Against Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS. Every monster basically plays the same, with basic punches, kicks, and tail whip attacks, a block, a jump, and a duck. Every monster also has a chargeable energy attack, which can only be used if you have energy to expend. You can grab and throw enemies and buildings. Monsters with wings can also fly at the expense of their energy. Mechanical monsters can shoot missiles, and Megalon can dig underground. Other than that, all monsters play nearly identical with similar combos and attack inputs. In addition to basic attacks, there are also pickups which randomly spawn. These pickups give effects like health boosts, energy recharges, and a rage mode, which gives you the ability to use powerful rage attacks. You can also pick up Mothra, who will come to your aid and shoot enemies from afar with energy beams. There are Atari pickups that you can find which award you with unlockable content like pictures for the in-game gallery, so that's exciting. Hedorah can also randomly spawn in. He slows monsters' energy recharge, but his appearance is pretty rare. There are also UFOs and military vehicles shooting you as you fight, which really amounts to nothing more than a minor annoyance, though getting frozen sucks and is a big annoyance. So, how is the game? It's fun. It's not the most complex fighting game or brawler out there, but it definitely gives off the feeling of engaging in giant kaiju battles, with slow, lumbering creatures beating each other up and smashing cities. I found certain controls a little clunky, like grappling. I would often just punch or kick instead of grabbing like I wanted to. There's also no explanation on how things work, so I actually had to crack out the instruction manual to figure out how to run, grab, and do things like that. I found universally the best strategy was to grapple and throw enemy monsters as much as possible, filling in with fully charged atomic breaths when able. The adventure mode isn't too hard once you get your bearings. You have 3 lives to get through a handful of fights, though the computers seemingly have the ability to detect power-ups from off-screen, and that is bullshit. Once you fight through the gambit and defeat Mechagodzilla, the alien invaders retreat, and adventure mode is over. In addition to adventure mode, there are a couple other modes like destruction, where you just have to destroy a city for points, and 2 different 4-monster battle modes called melee and team battle. These other modes provide some fun variation, even if they are all basic variants of the same monster brawl. This game is definitely more a party game. The single player does get a bit old after a while, and most of the modes are locked to multiplayer anyways. I wish the adventure mode was a little more varied. You don't even get monster exclusive epilogues like in most other fighting games. It just ends up feeling a bit samey. Still a fun time, but if you're playing single player, it may be better to play it in bursts. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee is definitely a game from the early 2000s. We don't get many games like this anymore. These multiplayer party brawler type games aren't super commonplace anymore, at least as local multiplayer games. This was a big licensed game for the time, published by Atari. Games these days are too focused on being these massive open world single player experiences with 60-hour campaigns, or never-ending multiplayer experiences designed to be played online forever. It's kind of nice to take a step back and play something smaller and more simple. Ironic, considering Godzilla is an enormous nuclear lizard. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. It was quite the different game from King Kong. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.